Hey everyone, today we will discuss the concept of list in HTML. Wait, I have a party and I want to prepare a guest list. Can you guide me for the same? How should I prepare it? So, one of the common ways is like I will write the name of the first person, I will write the name of the second person, then I will write the name of the third person, and each name will be written on a new line. And then I will put some sort of list marker over here, like 1, 2, 3, or I can put some sort of dot or some sort of tick mark. So actually, what we are making is a list. We make list in our everyday life. But question arises, does HTML allows us to create similar type of structures within the web page? Yes, of course. So list in HTML help us to organize and group some related information with each item which is displayed on a new line and having some sort of list marker in front of it, but it will depend upon what kind of list we are using. So what are the types of list? There are three type of list: ordered list, unordered list, and definition or the description list. So before we go into the details of each of these list, let us see in our web page where I have created a recipe, and let us understand the structure of this web page. Now, if you see here, these are the headings, right? These three are headings, but this particular section is an unordered list. This particular section is an ordered list where we have given the steps to make the tea, and this note section has been organized using definition list or the description list. So list provide a structure to some specific content, with each item appearing on a new line, but there is some sort of list marker in case of unordered list. Again, there is a list marker in case of ordered list, and in definition or description list we see that there is not a list marker, but its organization has been done in a unique way. So let's understand them one by one. So first of all, what is unordered list? But first of all, we will have to understand what is meaning of the order. Let us suppose you are sitting for an exam, then you have to sit according to the roll numbers. So that is basically an order. But when you are sitting in the class for your lecture, then you can occupy any bench within the class. Order doesn't matter. Your position within the class where you are sitting doesn't matter. So, unordered list is used when order is not important, and it will display the items in no particular order and have a bullet mark before each item, and the default bullet mark is disk. So what does these 3 points mean? Now in our recipe web page, this ingredients section has been styled using the structured using the unordered list. These are the list items, and this is the bullet mark which comes in front of every item. Now let me tell you, all of these lists are block level elements because it leaves every list start on a new line, every list item start on a new line, and there is an empty blank line, you can say the blank line which is left at the bottom and the top of every list. So what about ordered list? Now if you see here, this is this section where we have given the methods or method or the steps. This is an ordered list, and what it says, the sequence matters. Now here you know that I can't write these steps in any random sequence, and when this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is given, it becomes very meaningful to the user that I have to follow all these instructions step by step in a particular order. And here the list marker is by default a decimal number which starts from 1 and then it keeps incrementing as we keep increasing the steps. So there is a number or letter in front of each item of the information, and the default style is number, and that number is assigned sequentially. And we generally use these type of list whenever sequence becomes important. But what about this particular section? We don't have any list marker over here, but it has its own arrangement. So these are description list or the definition list. In HTML4, these were called definition list, but in HTML5, they are called description list. And using this list, we can organize the information in various ways. I have created a detailed video on this particular type of list. You can always check my playlist. But what is description or what is definition? It's a collection of terms and their associated descriptions or the definitions. Now, like here, this is a term T, and this is its associated description, or you can even call it a definition. But description sounds more meaningful because, like here in the tips section, we are giving some additional description. So these are not definitions, but this is we are describing certain things. So this section is basically a description list. Now you must be thinking that how to create this web page, what are the tags which are to be used. So for the unordered list, the tags used are U and L. U for unordered, L for list. And the second tag that is used is LI. LI stands for list item. Just as we had seen that ingredients and that milk, coffee, they were all list items, right? And this is the syntax. We have the starting UL tag and the closing UL tag. So it is a paired tag, and within this section within this tag we write this li tags. Again, li has starting and closing tag, and we will have as many number of lis as list there are list items. So li will specify that list item. We will just discuss all the three lists, and then we will design our program. We will code that particular HTML document in our editor. Now, what about the ordered list? Now, the tags used here are OL tag, O for ordered, L for list, and LI tag for the list item. So, LI tag will come in the unordered list also, and it will it is also used in the ordered list. Now, OL tag again, it is a starting and closing tag. So, it is a parent tag or container tag because it contains all these LIs or the list items. Now, what about the third type of the list? That is the description or the definition list. So here we make use of three tags: DL tag, DT tag, and DT tag. With DL tag, we'll define the entire collection of those terms and the description. The term is defined using DT, and the DD gives the description of the associated term. So DL is basically again a paired tag, and this DT and DT is basically our term, and DD is basically our description associated with this particular term. Now, just with the organization of this DTs and DDs in specific way, we can organize different types of, we can organize or structure the description list in different ways. So this is the complete picture of what are the tags which are used and what are their specific syntax. So UL for unordered list, OL for ordered list, and DL for definite description list. So D stands for description, L stands for list. Now, before we start with this section, let us design our page, this particular page, in our text editor, and we will see what kind of output we will get in the browser. So right now, this is the page that we want to design, and let us start with our coding part. I'm using Sublime Editor. You can use Notepad. You have to save the file with .html extension. So I've given doc type HTML. That means it follows HTML5 standard. And then we have to write our usual HTML tag. Then this is our head section where I've given a title recipe within the title tag, and then this is my body section. So first let us design those uh, headings. So I'll just copy paste my content from here, and we will put up those the tags around it. So within the body section, I've given all my headings, but if I save my page and if I have loaded that page data.html over here, if I reload that page, then you will see that browser doesn't know that these are headings. Why? Because although I have written the content, I have not marked up this information with the required tags. I'll have to tell the browser that about the structure that I want for this particular content. So now I'll start putting up the tags. So this is h1 tag, how to make the tea, and these ingredient is basically a level 3 heading. So it is a level 3 heading, so I'll just close the tag over here. And my steps is again a level 3 heading, and notes is also heading 3. So remember, if you are going starting with h3, then the closing tag should also be the same. So now if I save this page and I reload my page this in browser, so you will see how the information has now, because we have marked up that information with tags. So now browser knows how to display this information. Now let us start with this part, that is unordered list. So I'll just copy paste my content over here. I'll just pick up this content, and these were my 4 items, and just copy paste in this section, ingredients section. So I'll put up this entire information over here, and just let me reset this. I'll put up this over here, ingredients, and then I will put up everything over here, right? So, but because I'm not marked up with the any tag, yes, I'm not told that this is an unordered list, so you are getting your output like this. So that was not my desired output. So first I will write, I have selected the unordered list for this particular section, and then I will put up my all li tags. And then I will put the closing li tag. Now because I've started with the ul tag, I also need to close it. So you will see here now my information will get a structure. So now this becomes our unordered list, and this disk bullet mark comes by default. I have not told what bullet mark has to come, so it is coming by default. Now we will write those methods, or that is the steps. So remember, when you are writing the steps, you have to write those steps in first of all in order. My step should not go wrong, because here order is very crucial. And if you are writing steps in wrong thing, then naturally recipe may not come out well for any person who is reading your web page. So again, this information is not yet structured. So I will structure it. I will surround this entire content with the OL tag, and at the end, at the last step, after the last step, I will put that closing OL tag. And now I have to put LI tag before each of my item. So this was my last step, and I will just quickly close all these li tags. Remember, we need to close these tags, although it will still work if you do not close the tag, but better that you close it, right? So that is done, and let us see if my information gets a structure. So see, 1 2 3 4 5, and remember that for ordered list 1 2 3 4 5 is the default numbering scheme. This number will start from 1 and it will keep incrementing as you keep adding the steps. Now for the content part, this tips part, sorry, for this notes part, this is the content, right? So I'll just copy paste it from here, and after this notes section I will write over here. But let me first write the DL tag, because we know that this is basically a definition list, and I'll put everything around it. And if you see again, my information is not coming like it should be as a description list, because I have not put the that dt and dt. So browser is not able to make out which is the term and which is the description. Now this t is my term, right? And so I'll put that, it surround it with the, or mark up it with the dt tag, and this is my description. So I'll write dd, right? So immediately after the term, I'm writing the description. Then again, the tips are my dt tag, and this is a term. And here I have got two descriptions. So first dd around this add ginger step, sorry, add ginger information, and uh, second tip, that is again one description, and I'll put it over here, right? So I'll just show you the entire program once before we load this page. So if you see here, this is our unordered list. This is our ordered list, right? And this is our description list. So I just saved the page, and I will just reload my page over here. So right now information was coming in this way, but once I reload it, see, my information has got now a structure and it is appearing as a description list. But question arises, one important point for unordered and ordered. This is a default disk. Let me just expand its zoom in. This is disk, and this is 1 2 3 4 5. Can I have some other list marker also? Yes, we will have to supply the list attribute. So I hope till now it is clear what tags are to be used and what are their syntax. So for UL tag, we will discuss the type attribute, and OL tag also has a type attribute. And this type attribute has to be written inside the starting UL tag or the starting OL tag. Now here for unordered list, I can have, this is default, UL type equal to disk. But if I say type equal to square, then the square will come filled square, dark square, and this is filled circle. And type equal to circle, this is basically a circle, but it is a hollow circle. And for OL tag, this is the default. Now here this is default. If I like, I have not specified any of this type. So that was, the disk was default, and here type is equal to 1 is default. You may write it, you may not write it. But then other than that, we can have alphabetical numbering system, capital A, small a, or Roman number system, capital I, small I. And so let's see over here. Let's try to make a slight change in our program where we are going to write this attribute. Now this is an attribute. So for unordered list, I say type is equal to circle. First, let's see what happens. If you put a double quotes around the circle, then you will have to close that double quotes also. So I just reload the page, and you will see this attribute, because of the type attribute, our list marker has changed. And if I say square, let me first write disk, then you will get this disk. And if I say square, so you are getting this square. See, this is a square. So question arises, if I don't write anything, then it will be by default disk. Right now, remember that we have to write it within this UL tag. Many people, what they do is they write the UL tag after this bracket, they start writing like this, type is equal to so and so. That is wrong. Yeah, whenever any attribute has to be written, it has to be written in the starting tag and within its closing angular bracket. You have to write it immediately after the tag. Now for that ordered list, like I say, type is equal to a. I save this page and see what happens. My page hasn't got saved. So see, now my steps are coming like this, A, B, C, D, E. And this is capital A, so it was capital A, B, C, D. Now I have put the small a. So it is coming A, B, C, D, E in small case. And if I put capital I, That will give me Roman number system in capitals. So this is Roman number system. And if you say small I, you will get this. And if I say 1, you will get this. And if I don't specify anything, earlier we didn't say write anything. So if I just remove this, it will remain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is there. I hope this type attribute is clear. Now there are some other attributes also of OL tag. One is reversed and second is start. What about the reversed attribute? In the OL tag, I write reversed. What will happen? Our list will come, that numbering will come in reversed order. Right now it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but once I load it, it is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. But this doesn't suit our content, so we will not be using the reversed tag attribute in the case of ordered list. I've just removed it, Control S, and you will see my page. Again, I have this numbering system in ascending order. So that will give you, reversed will give you the numbers in a descending order. And we had one more attribute, that is start. If I say our number system by default numbering starts from 1, but I say start is equal to 3, then our numbering default numbering will start from 3, like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But again, in this example, this 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 will not be suitable for us. But if I, what if I was writing type equal to capital A and I say start it equal to A, is it start is equal to C or 3? So this has to be an integer value. So no matter whatever type you are using. But in this case, what will happen? It will start from C, because A, B, C comes at third position, right? But this style, the start attribute is not required in our case because we have to start the number from 1. Now, another important thing, very important thing. So this is the program which you had just made, and you can just copy this program and you can try it on your own. One very important thing between choosing between ordered and unordered list. Now, if you see in my recipe web page, I had selected unordered list for this section and I had selected ordered list for this section. So question is that for this section, I could have even gone for unordered list. But if we go by meaning, now we know that here in this case, I just can't change the sequence of my elements. So when I give that order, when I structured it as an ordered list, it becomes more meaningful to the visitor or the of your web page. Now we know that this is the first step, this is second step, this is third step, and here I just can't change the order, nor I can write it in any random order. It has to be in order, otherwise your dish may not come out to be made out, cannot be a proper dish. But in case of this, I can have written water at the first place, first position, tea leaves at second position, but I could have put water at the last position also. So that doesn't matter in whatever sequence you write. So in that case, I chose unordered list. So it is based on the semantics. If order is not meaningful, then you can choose unordered list. But if order is very meaningful, we just can't change it, then it is, you should always go for ordered list. One very good example, driving directions. You are given a driving directions on a web page and you say first step is turn left, then turn right, and then go straight. Now if I write it in different sequence, go straight and then turn left and then turn right, then you may not reach your destination, you may land up somewhere else. Now here, because here order is very important, very crucial, so I have selected this ordered list to structure this information. But here you are preparing some shopping list on your web page or some sort of this list, where I could have written like this also, butter and then jam and bread at third position. Here bread was at first position. So no matter in whatever sequence you write this information in any order, so the position of the item within the list doesn't affect the meaning of the list. So we will choose the unordered list. But here, if I change the order of these items, then my meaning of those driving directions is going to change. So here it will be more meaningful to use ordered list, and here you can go with the unordered list. Similarly, like here, let us suppose your college has a cricket, your city has a cricket team, and your college has, there are 5 members from your college who are in the part of that particular team, right? And we have to just create a web page where we are writing the names of the players. If there is no proper ranking or something like that, then we can write these names in any sequence. We can go for unordered list. But there was a 1 day match, and we have to tell what was the performance of our players from that particular team. And we have written 80 runs, 50 runs, 32, 35 runs, 25 runs. So here this ranking is very important. So naturally we will write the person with getting the most runs at the first place, then second at the second place, third at the third place. So that list structure that we have selected is ordered list in this case and unordered list in this case. You can try out this example over here, that will give you the practice of unordered list and ordered list. So thanks for viewing. You can watch my other videos at my channel, and there are certain other videos related to description list, and some more videos are coming up where we will learn how to format these lists using the cascading style sheets. So till then, thank you, take care, and bye bye.